Hello, my awesome and amazing Scorpios. It's Mel with Blue Scorpion Tarot here to bring you another general collective reading. Let's see what's going on in the overall energy dynamics, calling upon the trusted ancestors of my Scorpio viewers and subscribers to bring in the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth through the power of the numbers. And so it is. We have the power of number 8, power of number 7, and power of number 7. Okay. Let's see here. Looks like we are going to the number 22. Some of you Scorpios could have been born in 1972, 1977, or possibly 1978. You could have been born in 1982 or possibly 1987. You may be dealing with a Leo or a Virgo born in the month of August. You could also be dealing with a Cancerian or a Leo born in the month of July. You might even be dealing with an Aquarius or a Pisces born in the month of February. So, going to the power of number 22 for the beautiful star sign of Scorpio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Trusted ancestors of my Scorpio viewers and subscribers, what is the overall general collective energy, please? What does Scorpio need to know at this time frame? Show me what's up. The 7 of Coins, patiently waiting for something, or you could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Right now, you could be putting in a lot of work right now in order to grow something that will be prosperous to you in the future or possibly near future, okay? Patience is needed right now, okay? And I know that patience, you know, I don't like patience any more than probably some of you guys do, right? However, I do believe in divine timing, but I also feel my viewpoint on divine timing and when we're trying to be patient is the more we take action on something, that is a part of the divine timing for that growth to come in, okay? So whether this is you know, thinking about going back to school, if this is doing research, if this is thinking about where you're going to invest your time, your money right now as far as growth and advancement, okay? Now, you could also be on a romantic level, yes, waiting for a specific person to reach out and communicate with you, possibly. But we're going to see where this 7 of Pentacles is going. I think this is more or less with your career. The 10 of Spears, which is the 10 of Wands, right now you could feel like you're in some kind of an uphill battle right now. Or maybe you think in your mind somewhere that something is going to take forever, okay? Maybe that's kind of where your mindset is at, like just the waiting process could be creating an unnecessary burden on you. So what do we do when we're faced with this whole process of the waiting game? Okay. What do we do with that? Well, we have to start reprogramming our thoughts. Okay. Because we know that 95% of our thoughts coming from our subconscious mind dictate our reality. Okay. If there's something that you can't exactly dive into right now, think about what you can. What can you put action towards right now while you're waiting for something to grow or harvest or come into fruition, okay? Because a lot of times we create our own stress, okay? And sometimes it's easy to put the blame on outside forces, outside influences, but it really boils down to what is going on in our subconscious mind. It's our belief system, whether or not we think that we can go the distance and see our way through. Okay, our willpower, your willpower could be challenged right now. And this could be another reason why that you feel the waiting game, whatever it is that you're waiting for right now, to make a shift. So lighten the load. If you're feeling under stress about something because you're waiting and waiting and waiting, you have to reprogram your thoughts to say, you know what? No, everything comes at the right place at the right time. I am a part of the divine timing. I take action. I take affirmative action on what it is that I need to get done. Okay. And sometimes too, with the 10 of Wands, that can also talk about, you know, taking on too much, having too many irons in the fire. I've been there before, you guys, where I've taken on so much all at once because, you know, maybe somewhere deep down inside of us that we have like this superhero complex. You know, we're trying to save the day, but maybe it's just saving our own day, trying to be as productive as possible. And that's where real goal setting, keeping your goals simplistic, and I have talked about this before, okay? So right now you could be waiting on a job interview. What else can you do while you're waiting? Is there another company that you can contact? Is there other areas that you can market and promote yourself while you're waiting, maybe for a company to purchase your service or your product? You have to keep moving forward no matter what, okay? But sometimes we take on this stress that we don't need, and we create more anxiety. You know, the less anxiety that we have in our body, the lower our cortisol levels will be in our body, because when we're stressed, cortisol levels raise in our body, okay? So being mentally as stress-free as possible. Some things will fall into our lap like poof, like serendipity. And then other times we have to take action or find a detour. And it's okay to be on a detour. You know, you could feel like, wow, everything was going great. It seemed like the roads were open for me and everything was falling into my lap. But then, boom, there was a blockage. There was a roadblock, you know, metaphorically speaking here. So figure out where the detour is at. Because either way, you're going to arrive at your destination of where it is that you need to be in your life, okay? So really evaluating, how much are you really taking on throughout the day, Scorpio? If you need to call on help, okay? If there's a family member or a friend that you love and you trust, okay, and you have a good vibrational frequency with that person, okay, and say, hey, can you come over, you know, to my place? I really need help cleaning, and because, you know, I'm trying to study right now and I've got this business going on and I just can't seem to keep up, you know. And a lot of times people think that, you know, being single, for those of you who are single and have a very active and very busy life, such as myself, you know, people probably think that we have it good. You know what I mean? Yes and no. I mean, when I think about my larger goals versus my smaller goals, I have a townhouse I have to keep up, and, you know, as in a dog, you know, there's days where I don't get out and, you know, try to take my dog for a walk because I'm, you know, don't have that extra help. And then sometimes I have to restructure my schedule. Then I have to put in the walks. I have to put in when to eat. I have to put in my schedule when to go work out. You know, so this could be a matter of getting on a more structured schedule. But sometimes it helps, you know, if you feel the need to call on help to relieve some of the burden, to relieve the mental stress. Okay, So whatever it is that you're waiting for, a lot of you are waiting for a career change, wondering if you should move on from a current job position right now. And this is what I say to that. If you're getting up in the morning and you're dreading going into a work environment that you feel has become very toxic, or you feel like you've become robotic, or you kind of hit the brick wall, we'll say, thinking that, you know what, there's not going to really be that much more advancement. They're not giving promotions. They're not giving raises. Somebody's not stepping down in order for somebody to come in that's new, or me to advance into a management position. Okay. So if you feel like you have exhausted all of your resources or your energy in regards to a particular company that you're working for right now, and you just dread it like every single day, if you work the regular, we'll say on average, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, okay? And things are just becoming so robotic. There could be fear pent up inside of you about moving on, or you're waiting for some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. Listen, nothing changes until we take action. I think the greatest fear that people have is, where's the money going to come in from? We have to understand that money is energy. And if you have been programmed, mentally, subconsciously programmed, lack mentality when it comes to money, that is something within inside of you that has to get shifted, because there's money all over. There's money, there's resources, there's education all over the place. The only limitations that we have are the limitations in truth, yes, that what we put on ourselves. Like I said, sometimes we create our own burdens thinking that there's no way out. There's always a way out. If you feel like you're not living to your fullest potential, you have to sit and write it down. Write it down. What would bring you a lot of joy? What would be your dream career right now? Is it working from home? Is it working for a company where you can remotely work? You know, where maybe one day out of the week you go into an office building, but you mostly are working from home. You know what I mean? You have to think about, what are your passions right now? Developing on your talents, patiently waiting to learn a new skill that is going to relieve some of this burden, and then you can advance. You can advance in your career. You can take your energy to a new height, but a lot of this takes willpower and realizing that you're not always going to have what feels or appears to be a road blockage. You have to be resourceful. You have to do your research. And sometimes we have to take on jobs, because what does job mean? J-O-B, journey of the broke. Sometimes we have to take on jobs that we don't want to do, but if it serves a small time gap of purpose, like if it serves a short period of time in order for you to get to the next phase, then do it. Don't hold yourself back. Just because if you go work a retail job for 3 months or 6 months, you know, to gain momentum for the end game, the end result of what it is that you want to do, then sometimes we have to do that. We have to logically think about, okay, well, this particular company's not calling me back right now. What else can I do to relieve this burden, this stress off of my body and in my subconscious mind? How can I, the key phrase should be every day, how can I be resourceful today? How can I be a solution-oriented person? So I do feel that this has a lot to do with your career and your money, your outlook on money. Are you really going out there to create new opportunities for yourself and really doing your research, having a quote-unquote blueprint plan of action that is going to put one foot in front of the other, okay? Mature woman. In regards to a family situation, you know, maybe there's a no contact situation that's going on between you and a mother figure right now. But this is the word mature. To mature, for something to mature and grow. It's like your money growing, your money maturing, you know, whether that's in stocks or investments, things like that, waiting. Some of you guys invest in cryptocurrency, okay? Waiting for, you know, a game changer. But on the bottom of the deck, look at that, occupation. We have the occupation card on the bottom of the deck, okay? Some of you are highly creative and you're not taking all of your creative talents and figuring out, can I make money from these talents that God has given me in order to do something great with my life, instead of just doing a regular 9-to-5 job where you feel like, again, you've hit the brick wall. I always say, if you're multi-talented and you know how to do a lot of things, pick the 3 top talents. Pick 3. You could have 10 talents. You could have 20 talents. It doesn't matter. Pick your top 3 that you're damn good at, and can you break it down? Can you make money to thrive? Okay, to thrive, to be successful, and maybe start a side hustle with it. Okay? Remember, the only limitations that are out there are the limitations that you set on yourself. Because in truth, you may think that there's no growth or expansion, or the universe is limited. It's not. It's not. Everything is energy. And what we do with our energy, what we do with our mindset, sets the tone. Sets the tone of how we are going to become successful, so that we can live our best life and thrive instead of just surviving. Because I've been there too, when you feel like you're just surviving, but to thrive, to grow, to mature, okay? And taking things in a very logical perspective. Sometimes when it comes to money, in the beginning stages, when we're reprogramming, we have to sometimes eliminate some emotions out of it. Because if your emotions towards money is negative, you're going to create more negativity, and that's where the limitations are going to activate within your subconscious mind, thinking like, I never get a break. I always get picked over, or I never seem to get the opportunity. It always ends up going to somebody else. What are you saying to yourself about opportunity? What are you saying to yourself about money? Think about your roots. How were you raised to think about money? Money's not the root of all evil. Money is a tool that we can use in order to have nice things. You know, when we talk about the earthly, tangible items, you know, to make our lives comfortable. Money is a tool that makes our life comfortable. And when we become more and more educated on money and how money flows, how money grows, okay, then you feel like you're becoming a little bit more intuitive and more powerful in your knowledge of wealth, of prosperity, abundance. But part of that, to get to that energy, it's to reprogram your thoughts. So maturing your subconscious mind, shall we say, creating a mature outlook about your career, your talents, creating a blueprint plan of action. And once you start to see the smaller successes start to kick in based off of your efforts, taking the time to nurture something here. Nurturing, we'll say, the energy of your money, having a new outlook about it. You're going to start to grow and expand in unbelievable ways, okay? When you are doing something that you love, absolutely love, okay, you're going to thrive, okay? Expectation. Yes. We have to have high expectations of ourselves. That doesn't mean that we need to be a perfectionist, because somewhere down the line, we're always going to make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes in our money. We're going to make mistakes anywhere we go sometimes. Okay. But the more knowledge that we have, the more practicality that we put into our career and what it is that we want to do, the excitement and the expectation and feeling like something good is headed in our direction will eliminate this feeling, that vibrational feeling inside of you of the heaviness of the burden, saying life is hard and money is hard and you got to work hard for money and all of this, and getting out of that mental matrix of money in general. The negative ways that you have been taught or raised to believe about money. It's just a tool. Money is a tool that can get us to where we need to be, but you have to feel the enthusiasm. You have to be excited about you and what you do, because that energy, confidence, is very hot and sexy. When we are confident about ourselves and we're pushing that out there, people are going to pick up on that vibrational frequency. Somebody, you know, if you have an interview and you show that enthusiasm and you're directly looking at that interviewer and you are saying X, Y, and Z reasons why you think you're the best candidate, you're really pushing that enthusiasm out. And when you are directly looking at them, smiling at them, you're going to nail the position. Okay? You're going to nail it. You have to have high expectations. If you are in a low vibrational frequency, if you're depressed, if you're having anxiety, worry, fear, okay, this is all going to continuously to keep blocking you. You have to examine what is going on in your subconscious mind that you feel is blocking you. We can't keep saying, well, it's so hard to get out of this way of thinking. No, it's not. Through practice and repetition of shifting our vibrational frequency every single day, to have a new outlook, to look at ourselves in a better way, to having a good attitude about ourselves, knowing that we are worthy to have perfect health, wealth, prosperity, abundance, foundation, structure, stability, where we create our own security. Okay, we create our own security by having high expectations that everything is working out in our favor. We have to get into that vibrational feeling. And that is going to help relieve the stress of your body, of your mindset. And you're going to be able to push forward. You'll be able to push forward with great energy. And you're going to be looking at your outer world in a whole new light. What are your thoughts right now about you? What are your thoughts about money? Is it at a high vibrational frequency, a low vibrational frequency? How do you feel about your talents? Think about where in your life did you feel like you started to get limiting beliefs? Was it in your childhood? Was it in your teenage years? Was it in your 20s? Was it in your 30s, your 40s, or 50s and beyond? Where in your life did you start to see or feel that there were limitations? What vibrational frequency were you at that time? Who were you as a person? I am not the same person that I was 20 years ago. I'm more confident, I'm stronger, I'm bolder. I had to take a leap of faith. I've lived in 5 major cities in the US. I've given myself opportunities, because the thing is, you guys, you can't give up on yourself no matter what you're faced with, what you're challenged with, no matter what anybody says, how they treat you. It's all about you and your life's experience, your journey, your path to having real happiness. And yeah, sometimes our career can bring us happiness. You know, it could be just a part of that, you know. love is a whole other separate subject matter. But when we feel that we're working, when we're in a work mode, we're exercising the masculine energy. Anytime we take action, we're in the masculine energy, not the feminine energy. Okay. Where are you driving, whether you're a male or female, where are you driving that masculine energy to take action? Do you have that warrior spirit within inside of you to say, you know what, today's the day I am going to make the change. Today's the day I am going to shift my mindset about my talents. I'm going to start learning how to extract out of my subconscious mind limiting beliefs about who I am as a person. Because if you don't know who you are in truth, if you don't know who you are or what you're made of, it's going to be very difficult to create the type of lifestyle that you want to have. Now, everybody's conception of or perception of lifestyle goes in many different ways, but you have to think about what in your tangible world, the earthly, what in the earthly platform would make you feel good, okay? What would make you feel good to thrive instead of just surviving? So be patient with yourself. Be patient with the process. Really look at your goals. Are you taking on too much? Okay. Are you taking on too little to where you're not exactly stretching yourself outside of the box? Really do a full, thorough examination of your mindset towards who you are, your goals, your talents, and how you view money. Until you get the right, we'll say, formula about who you think you are as a person, then and only then will that expectation, the higher expectation of yourself, because the only person that we should be in competition with, it's just you. Just you. And once you start to feel good about yourself, again, you're going to eliminate the burden. You're going to release that trauma, the trauma out of your body, the trauma out of your mindset, and being very selective about where you place your energy, especially around people. And I have always projected this, you guys. Do not share all of your ideas. Don't tell everybody on social media what the next step is and the next plan is. They don't need to know all of that. They don't. Wait till something's accomplished. Then you can tell the story of how you got from point A to point B and so forth. But somehow, some way, it is also time to nurture your ideas. What's the next step? You have a great idea. What's the next step? What's the next phase? Is there legal paperwork or documentations that have to be put in place? Do you have to get things copyrighted, trademarked? How are you going to utilize, especially for those of you who are entrepreneurs, how are you going to utilize your social media platforms to its greatest advantage? You might, once you get into a momentum of what it is that you want to do and your higher purpose, you're going to be looking at social media in a whole new way. Because you guess what? You're not, in truth, you may not have a whole lot of time to be scrolling. You're only going to be focusing in on your account page and what it is that you're promoting. You may not have time to look at everybody's social status and what they're doing, because more than likely, it's going to be the same old thing. So today, let today, because the power of now, the power of today, let today be the day that you choose to make the shift, to make the change within inside of yourself and your beliefs about who you are, your attitude, your behavior, your money, and your patterns, okay? In order to get you out of this heavy burden that you could be experiencing right now. And then push forward take appropriate action. There are always resources. There are no limitations to resources and to the knowledge that you need in order to thrive. Going from survivor mode into thriver mode. My awesome and amazing Scorpios, if you would like to book a personal reading with me and do it through the power of the numbers, you can hit me up at bluescorpiongifts@gmail.com, and my amazing assistant, Victoria, will book you for that personal reading. But until next time, take care.